Hello, good afternoon, good morning, and good evening to you all over the world. My name is Adebusuyi Olutayo Olumadewa from Wildlife My Jesus Christ Story. Hello, how are you doing and how has it been with you? This is the day that the Lord has made and we're rejoicing and we are glad in it. I'm so happy to let you know that the family life session with Team Election continues today. One of the beautiful challenges we've been doing is that the network in this part of the world has been up, that this is an opportunity for us to actually make things work. Why? Because every challenge is meant to be solved. The network has been awesome today, and we believe the great Lord, the good Lord, the great shepherd of the sheep will actually make this work. Wow, we are back. Praise the Lord. Thank you so much. Over to you. Over to you. Over to you, sir. Over to you. Over to you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Back.
So, so,
Big mommy, did
so
you
we
pray
were,
about it?
we just, not really, we just like, let God have his way. Honestly, the
Hallelujah.
network can be frustrating.
Hallelujah.
So,
Thank you so much. Sir,
we're,
over to you. So you were
we're
saying
glad to
something.
be here.
Yes, so we're talking about that it's important you have a healthy financial system that your family runs on. That's how you have to think about it. You know, a system is something like a train station, like a moving engine. Okay. Input, output,
Yeah.
expense, income. Okay. Giving, tithing. Okay. Give we are people of faith. If you give to the poor, you are lending to God. Oh, you are forever, God is indebted to you. So my wife and I, we have constant things we do for other people. Okay, that is like part of our monthly or periodic payments that we do for people, that we do for a group of people. So there are principles you must work on. We also talked about First Kings chapters 4 verse 7. Solomon had 12 governors, and each of his governors providing for his household per month. So February is governor 2, July governor 7, August governor
Yeah.
8. That you should have if inflow of income up to 12 that provides for your household. My wife talked about the rivers that fed that watered the garden. Okay, in Genesis chapter 2 talks about the four waters and that you should at least have four legs. So we said that at least make sure you have, for me, start with what you have, but push forward to get into as three or four. And we said money is an exchange of value. We said, please make sure your income, okay, make sure your income is more than your expense. Make sure. And most importantly is manage your finances. Very important. That's what we talked about.
Oh, thank you so much. Ma'am, can you just open up before we pick on today's session? Just one or two things on that beautiful beginning, so that for the people who are joining us for the first time to know that this is just a series, continuation of a series that has been going on over time.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. So basically, money is very, very important. We all need, money to pay our bills, to invest, save, and to help others. I've been in some classes this week, and they were talking about the money mindset. And the truth is, one thing we must know, the Bible speaks about money, talks about money, and most times, even Jesus, when he wants to make his parables, he talks about money as well, giving, investment, savings, and all of that. And truly, money is an exchange, for value. So people give you money in exchange for value. But as a family, you must have your finance together. And we said it from the get-go, you can't sit on a one-leg chair. If you sit on a chair that is one leg, you will fall because it won't be stable. If you sit on a chair that is two leg, it will be wobbly. If you sit on 3 legs, it's a bit more comfortable. And 4 legs and more legs, it's better. So that's why we said from Genesis chapter 1, the scripture is actually from verse 10. And now a river went out of Eden to water the garden. So we assume that your family is a garden to be watered. And from there it parted and became 4 river heads. And the name of the first river, it's the one which skids the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold. And the gold of that land is good. The name of the second river goes round, chapter 13 now. Genesis chapter 1, verse 13. No, not chapter 2, sorry. Genesis chapter 2. So you chapter 2, 13. And then you go on and you see what the river provides. And we talked about 1 Kings chapter 4, verse 7, about Solomon having 12 governors, and each governor fed, his household per month. And we say, for us, we've told ourselves we will have 4. Yes, thank you. Genesis chapter 2, verse 13 downwards. And then 1 Kings chapter 4, verse 7, that talks about Solomon and the 12 governors. And each governor fed his family per month. So we told ourselves that, okay, now we can go beyond 4, streams of income to 12. So we are still on that journey. We're still on that journey. So, but for us as a family, we told ourselves we must build our family finance together as a team, because we are one. So there's nothing like his money is our money and my money is my money. His money is our money, my money is our money. So we put our finance together, and we believe in joint accounts. We have joint accounts, we have separate accounts, then we have savings account for the things that we do. So what we teach people is, we can't say copy our lifestyle, but we're saying if you want to enjoy your family, build a system together, build a system as a team, build a system as a family, do it together. Sit down and look at what you both have. What can you both give? What do you have in exchange for value? What streams of income, can you bring in? Sometimes it's to invest with others. Sometimes it's people investing with you. So what do you have? It's starting with what you have. When I think there's a scripture where it was Elisha that met the Zarephath woman, and that a widow that said she had just flour, and that flour did not go out. And then there was the woman with the cruse of oil that said her sons were to be sold to their creditors. And the prophet said, what do you have in your house? Said, I have just a cruse of oil. And she said, go borrow more pots and bring them in, and borrow not a few. And by the time the pots were brought in, and he said, pour into it. And she started pouring into it, and she had more than enough until that cruse of oil, they didn't have any more container. And he said, go sell it. Go sell it. So what do you have in exchange for value? What do you have to sell? What gifts do you both have? I don't believe in anybody saying, oh, because I'm a housewife. I don't call myself a housewife. I have been a housewife in Nigerian context, but I call myself a domestic goddess. I've been a domestic goddess for over 10 years now. And when it started, it was not palatable. I used to work. But then one person had to, stay in the house for the children as we were having children. And it was me, not because, like I always tell people, your own dynamics in your house might be different, because we consider that based on, who was earning more. At that time, we took that decision, and who had to stay there to nurture. Sometimes it's the woman that is high up there in terms of finance. Yes, at times it's the woman that has the capacity to probably make more, and you both put your strength together, because we've seen men that the wives are out there, and it's not as if they're not doing anything. They're doing something, but they are combined, So when people say, oh, why are we living our lives like this? You have to agree from the get-go. How are we running this family? Are we running it as a company? Are we running it as a nation? Are we running it as an entity? Or we're running it as one-man show, where the man voice is what goes, and You don't listen to your wife. You don't listen to your board members or board of directors, which are your children or other family members. You don't listen to anybody. So are you running your life solo? But we found out that when you run as a team, together everyone achieves miracle. Together you bring your strength together and you are able to run. And same thing with finance. When you come together, you are able to run better. So we've been running as a team where we have joint accounts, where we are able to sit down. My husband, I tell everybody, is my financial, analyst. He's my coach when it comes to analyzing what I do. Okay, what are your numbers? What are you doing? I am just a passionate person when it comes to doing what I do. But he will say, no, this thing you're doing, what are you doing? And he will say, okay, let's sit down, because the truth is he does this for a living. He works somewhere and he knows his numbers. I'm not so big on numbers. Like what we say in family finance, there's a spender, there's a saver. So I, in quotes, I'm the spender. He is the saver. So he's the Excel sheet guy, where he comes with the budget, he comes with everything to say, this is what we need. And I tell couples, if we ask you a question, do you know what runs your home per week, per month? If somebody comes to you now and says, how much? Do you know it? So you must learn to do it together. And that's what we've done over time. If you tell us, bring your spreadsheet, my husband will produce it. It's not magic, because he runs that sheet every month. Every month. So you need to understand that it's together. And that's why we're making progress. Because two, say one, how did you say it again? One shall chase 1,000 and two puts 10,000 to flight. Yeah. So when you're not using your strength together,
you're leaving 9,000 on the table.
Exactly.
You're leaving 9,000 on the table.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Awesome. Sir, so you can produce the spreadsheet for December 2017, eh? Wow.
I know you will say something.
Wow. That's
it's
fantastic.
Family trade secrets. Family trade secrets.
Family trade secret. Wow. So if Department of Budget and Planning should request for the auditing, you bring
that's exactly.
Family trade secret.
You bring everything. Also, that's beautiful. That's fantastic. One of these days we will have special session on that. So we go straight to today's topic, to today's point. So let's start from ma'am. She's woman engineering first. The plan of relationship. Over to you, ma'am. The plan of finance.
Finance. Okay, it's for everybody to plan. Plan your finance. You don't just wake up. It's what you have that you plan on. So we are big on that. Like I keep telling people, I say, when you talk about Ashoebi, you talk about, how Nigerians buy things and spend. My husband personally does not like you buying on credit, does not like you, spending. Sometimes I'll tease him. I'll say even the country, they borrow money and things like that. And he'll say, even if you have to borrow wisely and borrow for investment. So you can borrow for investment, but not borrow to spend on, how we do it where we live, where somebody gets a contract and they give you money. First of all, you go and build a house up front or buy cars up front before you even execute the job. But he's saying, no, budget. So my first, yes, my parents, everybody comes from a university of your parents, where how they spent money, how they had money. I saw my parents, how they lived and everything. And I won't say, oh, they did bad, in terms of the way they were spending money. They were entrepreneurs. So I grew up with entrepreneurs as parents, and I saw how they lived, and they didn't live good life. They invested, did some things and stuff like that. But then one thing, will I say, we had an abundance mindset that to an extent will be seen as overspending, over jolloffing, or over doing things. So meeting my husband was like, okay, you don't spend like this. You need to budget first. Because with some of us, from where we come, you spend first before you budget. you know. So it was very critical that I learned budgeting, and we had to sit down and say, okay, you are the spender, he is the saver. So let's plan together what is coming in. There was a time I was working. What comes in from his own, what comes in from you, and we agree and put it out there. So he would do the work, and that was how we planned for our finance. And so we planned one, frivolous spending cut off. If you are going shopping, we shop in bulk, we do so many things. So we are planning so that saves us some money instead of buying things every day and then you incur more spending. So we had to know that, oh, buying in bulk and then buying some essentials in bulk at home will help. We also had to plan. Is there school fees coming? What is coming per week? What do we, so that we plan, so that it's not when it's time to pay our rent, we are telling the landlord, oh, we can't even pay you a dime. Wait, and no. So we had to plan. Even school fees, we had to plan. So if there are issues, we already have some amount to say, okay, we are going to negotiate to say, this is what we have now, but in 2 months, we'll be able to pay, and we can write a post-dated check and say, okay, pay. But we had to live our lives first on paper. So it was key. Bible says, write the vision and make it plain. Yeah, you must know who the spender. Thank you, Lord Jean. You know who the spender and the saver is. That will help you. And so after that is budget. My husband is good with numbers. So that became his task. He will do the budget. This is what is coming. This is what is coming. Know how far. Know what we are saving. Every month there must be savings. We don't eat all our monies. We don't eat everything per month. So we plan for everything. And if we have to buy anything, you plan. If it's not there, there's an emergency. There's emergency savings as well. And if anything is beyond that, people cannot just jump on us and say this, that. No. We will tell you it has to be in the plan. Okay? So that's how we've lived, and we've grown over time, and we're still growing.
In addition, sir, I want to add just 2 small things, sir. Currency, money, currency, it flows.
Yeah.
So you have to create a path for it. That path is called the budget.
Yeah.
If you want your money to flow to pay your school fees, to invest, in front. I always love an illustration. A man, a dear friend of mine said, Tunde, you taught us to buy cement so that we can break, cement later on in the future to become sand that we will spend today. So what does that mean? You need to create a future for yourself. So flow, as you direct your money into a place, also direct a place that will guarantee your future. So very important. I was asking my wife 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, what are we investing today so that we can have a guaranteed 2022? 2022 will come.
Definitely.
2021 will come.
Yeah.
It will come. What are you doing today that will guarantee? Okay, very important. Most of us have jobs, and unfortunately, a job is J-O-B, just above,
overbroke.
Just overbroke. And so if you don't do it together, the way to be on one person, and there'll be stress. So that's why we're saying do it together, and then direct your funds, okay, to meet specific needs and also meet needs for the future.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We can really see that you are on fire on that. With all due respect, over to you. Pleasure of finance. Pleasure of finance.
Interestingly, it's my wife that should take that. The pleasure is the suya.
Jollof of finance. That's why we want you to take that.
So I will say a bit, and my wife will say a bit. So again, I said the reason why God created harvest, a period after harvest, I said that last time, is so that we can rejoice, so that we can be glad our efforts made sense. So there is pleasure. It's the devil did not create this pleasure. It is part of God's plan.
Yeah.
It's part of it. There is always that season, okay, of rejoicing. Look at the olden days. Even look at Abraham, our father of faith. He came back from war, and he had a celebration. He met a man on his way. He was the king of Salem. He was so happy. He gave him something, you understand? He gave him part of the spoil. Okay, Jacob was going back home. Oh, he had entourage. So he had different people going. God had expanded him. How did it happen? Laban wanted to cheat him, but God was smarter. God is smarter. If you walk on the side of God, God is smarter, sir. God is smarter. I'm telling that family that is struggling. God is smarter. Go to the side of God. The instruction might look stupid, but it's smarter. Like Jesus told Peter, cast your net on the other side. The first time. The second time, God told him, go and read John chapter 21 or 22. He said, cast your net on the right side. They caught so many fish and the net did not break. So you can catch fish and your net doesn't break. You can increase.
It was breaking actually.
But if you read the second one, the net did not break. Go and read the Bible. There were 2 instances. So what I'm saying is that, and this is just an inspiration for a family, you can be at a place where you do not break when you are on the right side. So very important. Harvest season, after you have worked, my wife and I, we periodically, give ourselves increase. We periodically give ourselves a pat at the back. Not for investment. No. This is for saying, wow, what a great job you've done. God has been kind to us. That could mean a meal somewhere. That could mean a pair of shoes. And that could be anything. That could be spending on your children, whatever it is. But create a satisfaction after your bills have been paid.
Yeah.
After the future bills have been paid. That is responsibility. Don't be irresponsible. Very important. Yeah. So we're saying to every family, do not be irresponsible. Be responsible. So after you've done that, and there is 1%, even companies do it. They share dividend or they share bonus shares. It's part of the style of making sure that there is energy to continue.
Yep.
Like I told you the other time, God gives seed to the sower and bread to the eater. Very important. Every family needs seed to be able to eat tomorrow. Yeah. But you need energy to sow the seed today, which is bread. Yeah. So there is a bread eater, which is the spender. You are the seed sower, which is the saver. You need both of them in your home. So what I encourage every family is spend time and do it. COVID-19 has happened. Yeah. Guys, October is coming. Spend time and say, October, whatever, look for your wedding anniversary day. For us, it's the 14th. Yeah. Look for your wedding anniversary day, and take yourself out. It doesn't mean you should go somewhere special. You can go to, if you live somewhere near the city of Lagos or Abuja or Port Harcourt, listening to us, or you're living in London or Bombay, India, whatever place you're in. Take yourself to a little place and say, thank God for how He has kept us, and take care of yourself. So that is the pleasure of finances. I want my wife to add to it.
Thank you.
This is our
official minister of enjoyment.
This is our comfort zone. I'm not there. I'm learning.
As the official minister for enjoyment and of enjoyment, what I tell people.
My wife took me to eat amala one time, sir. Amala in a pot. We do amala. Sorry for those that how do you add amala?
There's no explanation. It's amala. Go and Google this.
Very bad. I was so.
There's no explanation.
The pot.
You see the way he's talking about it. I created an experience for him that he will never forget. That's it. The pleasure. Amala
enjoyment, mama.
The pleasure of finance is created.
Not at home. We went somewhere. But one small place like that. Somewhere.
So let me talk now. let me teach them how to create experience.
Okay, right.
You have to create experience for yourself. That's the truth. People are fond of, I'm making money, I'm saving money, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And I keep telling you, you will save the money, you will make the money. God forbid, if anything happens tomorrow, it's another person that will inherit the money. I've seen parents that have worked so hard, to save, and they die. And the children, the houses they built, and they sold everything, and they went on holidays. You understand? And you never had the opportunity to go on holiday. So it is so wrong. The best thing you can give your children is creating memories. Give them a good education, fine. But all these properties and whatever, because the house that you have now that is like trending, in 10 years' time, is obsolete. It's totally no longer relevant. The architecture, the design, you understand, it's gone. So what are we saying? Create memories for yourself. Create a life. The hard work you're doing, enjoy. If you read through the Bible, Jesus, our role model, was an enjoyment minister. They called him a wine bibber. They called him a
He went to people's houses. Yeah.
He was eating and jollophing. Yeah. The first miracle he performed was at the wedding. And he turned water, it was into wine. For crying out loud. When people want to say, how wine can wine be? My daughter was still talking yesterday and saying, oh, mommy, what is wine? Wine is made from fruits, whatever. And we're talking about the fermentation. And I said, you need to understand it. Up to palm wine, these are things that God created. But at the end of the day, you have to be careful.
I told you she's a
I collect the greeting. Create memories now. That's the truth, because we've seen a lot of people making so much money, but at the end of the day, they don't enjoy it. What if I heard a story of a lady that, they didn't go for his enjoyment ministry. I raised my hand. Do you know how we do it? And at the end of the day, they kept telling themselves they will go for honeymoon. They never had the time to go for honeymoon. They will go for honeymoon. They will go for honeymoon. And then they bought the tickets and something happened. I think the woman had breast cancer or something and died. They never went for that vacation. Never. So I tell people, why postpone what you should have? Create memories. So even if it's once a month, tell yourself, I have worked hard. Can I go out?
Once in a year.
Not once in a year, no.
Okay.
Proper vacation. Today, we plan a vacation at least once a year. We plan that. You know the truth. We didn't start with traveling. I always tell people, we didn't start with traveling now. They say you're Jerusalem. We started with traveling to our family, where our parents live. We started by traveling to those places. We started by traveling to Ghana. Going to Ghana. We live in Nigeria. Just go around and just spend time. There were days in this Lagos we will wake up early and enter the car and go to a beach resort. Just go to the beach and sit down. It won't cost you so much. Just go there, think. Be at one with nature. Enjoy God's creation. So we're not saying it's money all the time. But people don't create experiences. So they don't have the pleasure of those experiences. Because at the end of the day, what the children will even remember is those memorable seasons, those times. You can't buy anything for yourself. You can't eat anything. And you're looking at people. If anything happens tomorrow, it's gone. I've seen people that have built houses and they didn't live in those houses. They died. They never packed in. They never moved in. I've seen that. I always tell people, it's what you've eaten. When I was working then and earning salary, me and my colleagues, very funny set of human beings. I can never forget how we will earn our money as well. Then you didn't have bank the way you have it now. This was over 14 years ago. What am I saying? We would go collect our money. It was close to, it was Mama Cass then. Mama Cass. It was close by. We will collect the money and tell ourselves this is the percentage. We will all enter and order. About 3 or 5, close to 5 of us. And most of us were from Edo. We would sit down and say, wait, now the one who will chop our belly. We will sit down like this, order pounded there. If it's rice, we will first of all eat. We say we worked for this money. And then we will now think, what next? And that's what we keep telling people. So for us, the pleasure is creating the memories. And part of it is also training ourselves. We go for courses. we go for training. So we spend some percentage of the money we make on retraining and training ourselves, learning, relearning and unlearning. We every year we must tell ourselves we're sponsoring ourselves for a training together as the team. I go for a lot of trainings on my own. My husband will go for his own training on his own in areas where he thinks he needs help. But together as Team Election, we will have training. That is one of the pleasure of finance. You've made the money, spend the money. Same thing with the way we buy books. We buy books every year. We must allocate, oh, we're buying this. Even if we don't have a certain amount. I used to have monthly amounts for books when I was working. You know, with a steady source of income, I must say, okay, if it's 10,000 or 11, at least 10% of my money used to go to books. Then I still buy now, but I don't allocate it that way anymore, but I still buy. Okay? So it's very, very key that you plan and create memories. The memories, the courses you both, when we go for courses, people will be looking at us because we're always, that was how we met you. The first one, he went alone because I was the senior in that course.
It's okay.
I had gone for the course on my own long ago. And then the second one,
This
when he
time,
said,
yeah.
this time, yeah. The second one, he said, okay, you've not gone for it. And when he was telling me his enjoyment, because he went for the executive one, that he doesn't have 2 weeks or how many weeks that I did the other one as if I was a foreman. So he now said he went for the executive one and he was telling me, oh, this is what we used to eat. Sometimes he would say, oh, this was, don't bother cooking. I say, so you are eating. Me, I was buying food during my time. This one, I'm not going for that one again. I'm going for this executive one, and he paid. And we went together and it was nice. You know, so what am I saying? Part of the pleasure of finance is spending on yourself, creating memories. And if you have to buy clothes, you can tell yourself, I'm buying clothes once in a year. Make money for it. Don't wear one clothes for the next 3 years that even people will brand you. She's coming again with that ankara. Don't. Don't. Uniform.
So, you know,
you are not Mark Zuckerberg. That's different every day.
I have told you, she has a lot of ideas. Most importantly, so don't forget where we put the pleasure of finance.
It's how you've planned.
After you have planned.
You have invested.
Very important.
Saved. That's the saver talking. So you can understand.
My wife had learned now, but you know, going to the restaurant and eating immediately after you collect your salary is good when you have planned for the balance.
I have planned for that money.
If you have not planned for it,
I planned for that.
If you are not planned for it,
it was planned for.
You will remember the aroma. You will remember the aroma
and suffer it.
And suffer it. You will remember the aroma and suffer it. You will remember the aroma and suffer it.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. You know, that's one of the beautiful things about this session. Ma, are you still? Can you hear me? Ma,
we can hear you. We can hear you. Okay. Yeah, we can hear you.
You just said you do go to Mama Cass to Jollof.
Oh, that was
you didn't break it. You didn't break it down so that some people can salivate. Maybe the content of your experience. Is it kudi? Is it pomo? Is it? You didn't break all those
whatever my you know how they used to say it in the Bible terms. Whatever my heart craved, I will enjoy it. That's the truth, and I will enjoy it well. You know.
And that's fine. Yeah.
No, but that's the like I tell people, it's whether you are on a diet, even with people dieting, they will always tell you this. There's a cheat day. There's a day that you can eat whatever you want so that you can have energy to do more. So that you're not punishing yourself, okay? So we must understand that you plan, you invest, and then you enjoy. Thank you, sir. You enjoy that money because so many people, they're used to just planning, saving, investing, and they never. I've seen a lot of people drop dead. They keep postponing the day. Oh, we will go on this holiday. Oh, we will buy this for ourselves. And they help every other person without helping themselves. And so I tell people, no, please understand that.
So critically do it together. That's what
do it. No, it's together. Yeah, there are some guys actually that will earn and go jollof alone. They take care of themselves. They wear the best. Some ladies, the same thing. They do themselves. They go on holiday every year. They don't care whether the husband will drop them at the airport and he's going to work. And I'm like, that is selfish. And you say it's okay. You can't leave your business. The truth is, if you die today, that business will go ahead. Yeah. It will go ahead. So you need time to relax. And as my pastor will always say, you know, when you go on vacation, you get ideas. You are relaxed. You are able to think better. You are able to, and we're not saying, oh, go abroad. You can have a vacation here in Nigeria. We've had plenty. There are resorts around, and they are affordable ones. And it's as easy as even going to a friend's place to say, let's change the environment. Oh, I live on the mainland. Let me come to the island. Let me come stay on the island. Look for a friend or look for a place on the island that it's affordable. Plan for it. If it's a friend's place, still plan. When you are going, don't go there and just go empty-handed. Still plan as if, oh, I'm going, stay somewhere and plan. So that's what we're saying. So that at the end of the day,
memories. Am I right?
It's very key. That is what we're saying. Create memories, even for the children. Even for the children, they will remember.
We went to on holiday one time. We met one of our pastors by the swimming pool.
Yeah. Was in Ghana? Was in Ghana, yeah.
In that holiday was very interesting. It was very, very interesting.
We moved from like one hotel, like three. It was three hotels.
Yeah, we moved. I was a short period, you know, stay here. Create memories.
Like I think it was about 2 weeks or so, or 10 days. So we moved 3 nights in one place, 2 nights in another place, 3 nights like that.
Memories. That's it. That's the most important.
But it was planned for. So I always tell people, do that plan. But don't keep postponing your happiness.
It reminds me of a pastor in Nigeria that went to World Cup, and somebody said, he was talking, and he said his mind is saying this country will win. Another person says this country will win. And somebody from Nigeria fired to the pastor that of what use is his trip to Russia 2018, of what benefit is to that to him. And from there, the pastor fired back to him. He's a very well-known pastor in Nigeria. He said,
I know the question.
And he said, the first law of command is to actually mind your own business. Leave my church member to themselves. Let them decide if this one benefits them or not. Meanwhile, if you see the comment, the church member was saying, yes, that's my pastor. Correct. But thank you so much for that beautiful analogy that we must learn to plan, invest, and enjoy our money. And I'm so amazed. Again, if I have to tell you the time now, you just be amazed. Let's just rush. And this is just out of 10. We are just in number 2. The third one is passion of finance. Please tell us about that. Passion of finance.
Okay, so because money is an exchange of value, that value, for you to exchange it, there has to be passion. Passion is like a force. It's like a force that creates momentum. Okay? If you are solving small problems, you get small return of value. It's just the truth. If you are solving big problems, show me a man that is diligent in his ways. Meaning, if you are a driver, but a driver of the governor of Lagos State, you know your stuff. So we are saying that the passion, is that it must you first of all, you must solve big problems, or you must solve problems that have big impact. Big impact. Somebody was saying that if the carrying weight doesn't mean you are solving problem or going to carry a big load in the market. But I see them all the time. They're running around buses to carry their loads, and they carry the load and they carry it for them, and they carry it and they drop it.
Mm.
Guess what? They give the guy 100 naira, 200 naira.
Yeah.
It pains me for that run. Now, guess what? Somebody sits in an AC and does the real work. The real work is mental.
Mm.
That's why we make sure we invest in ourselves, education-wise, to improve our mental capacity.
Mm.
So every family, please, make sure you are increasing your mental capacity. I used to tell myself a long time ago that I will teach my children how to fear God, how to read. I will teach my children how to read. Very important. Okay, I will teach them how to fear God, how to hear God, and also how to read, how to think for themselves.
Mm.
So my kids come to me and ask me, Daddy, how do I solve this math? I never used to solve for themselves. I will make sure that I create an example, and they will now solve it. They don't like it. We used to fight. My daughter. We fight on my son. It was when I was thinking about it, I created this formula. My son said, Daddy, how do I know this subject very well? And I taught him the Formula 5. The Formula 5 says, practice, 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 teach. Practice, 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 practice what? Teach. Practice it, practice it, practice it. Take that business you are doing today. Practice, practice, practice. Do it again. Go and solve. Go. If you are selling shoes, look for the best one. Solve it for people. Practice, practice. Go and solve it. When you have gotten it more than 5th time, go and teach somebody. Sir, go and teach somebody. Go and look for a protege to raise. That is the stamp of that is where the passion makes sense when you impact the world. You will not know the beauty of it until you teach. Until you give, because your life is too small to be about you. You are too small a reason. Your family is too small a reason to be only 2 of you. We know, my wife and I, we know. It cannot be because of us, God made us. It cannot be because of you, sir, that God made you. It cannot be. He has a bigger picture.
Very true.
So the passion, of finance is first is you solving a problem, then you use it to impact somebody, impact a society. That's why go and look for any sustainable business around the world. They have what they call CSR. They are giving back to the society. Go and look at it. Go and look at Bill Gates, Microsoft, Harvard, the school. They have what they call grants. They get professors. They're researching. They are right now. If you know the money pumping into solving COVID, you'll be afraid. I mean, people are pumping things to solve human problems. So I'm saying your family should solve a human problem, but start from generating momentum. Like I told my son, practice, 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 practice. Then what? Teach. You can't miss it. When you direct that energy, first of all, from being the expert, that's one thing that Africa is lacking. You employ a plumber. He comes to fix a problem you have. You have not left the house. He hasn't left. The water is still leaking. I got somebody to come and fix my tap in my house. 2 days after, my daughter come and say it's still leaking. The guy left a critical. He didn't turn on. After he finished repairing, he forgot to turn it on. And when I'm wondering what was happening, I now called the guy that, bros, what is happening now? He now said, okay, sorry. I made a mistake. There is no passion in what we're doing. No excellence. No excellence. Somebody sews you a tailor, sews you a cloth. The trouser is shorter than one side is shorter than the other side. No, I'm serious. Somebody prints a book. You will be wondering, am I making a mistake? If you look, I'm telling you, go and meet somebody that does it well in the same Nigeria. You will be surprised. Excellent. Excellent. For those doing it well, I salute you. Because doing it well takes time. It takes passion, it takes energy, but it will get you to the top. So what we're saying is keep doing it well. Keep doing it well. Keep impacting our society well. With the output of your resources. I will end with this. I was somewhere one day and I saw them making roads. You know how we make road in Nigeria? They bring they remove the sand, they put the quota, okay, and they smooth it. In that country, I saw it, sir. They were putting bars,
yeah.
bars,
rods,
iron rod. First of all, before they pour the sand,
yeah.
and they now tie it. How will it not last? And I'm asking myself, if you go to the England, one of the people that designed some of their best railways are Nigerians. So it's not about whether it's a black thing. No, it's because we have tolerated it. So we are saying this is a wake-up call for every family trying to make a difference. Okay, do it right. Like I used to tell my wife, because people are not doing it right doesn't mean we should do it, wrong. Because we have a bunch of wrong examples doesn't mean that we should do it wrong. We need to do that. So that's the passion of finance. Okay? And then after you have generated momentum, use it to solve a human problem.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. After you have generated a momentum, use it to solve the problem. They didn't say use it, just go and keep it and say, I'll be praying about it. Eh? Thank you so much. I would like to say thank you to people at Oluwajigini from Chicago for joining us. Thank you. We can see you. Thank you for joining us. We love you, sir. The first man to come on wildlife.com. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. At Queen Pedro, God bless you. God bless you. At adu.bolam. At Chukwuweke, thank you. At Florence Clyde, at Manduyon, thank you all for joining us in this wonderful edition of Wildlife, My Jesus Christ Story with Team Eleshi. It has been a fantastic journey on this family and finance. We thought we could be the end last week, but we realized that it's a continuous process. Today we thought we're going to end the session today. We have 10 things to discuss, but we are just in number 3. I will pray that the good Lord will help us again in this wonderful session. Why? Because those are the beautiful critical things, and I'm actually seeing and hearing some wonderful things that we've not been able to touch. We are gradually getting into that part. Thank you. The next one is the place of finance. Over to you, ma'am. The place of finance.
Like we've said, finance is important, and it's needed everywhere. Every area of your life is needed to pay your bills, is needed to, buy your groceries, whatever. And then in terms of investment and all you do. But for us as believers, you said the love of money, because the mindset that some of us have is we should get money at all costs. Get money at all costs and do all sorts because we want to get money. So as believers, we believe that yes, money answereth, but the love of money is the root. Is when you love money too much. There's a place for finance. Even Jesus knew the place that he had an accountant. Judas that betrayed him was an accountant in his ministry then. Said when Judas was talking about, the woman that came with the alabaster oil, he was not saying, oh, this woman spent this 1 year wage money on this alabaster oil. He was not saying it because he felt for the poor, because we would have used this to buy things for the poor. No, he was saying it because he was a thief and he would have stolen from the money if he was giving us cash. But the woman brought it as a gift and broke the alabaster oil over Jesus. So what am I saying? The importance of finance. If you look at Jesus' story, every time he had a parable, most times the lost coin, he would talk with money. Every time. So the place of finance, even in investment, talking about, was it Matthew 24, the parable of the talents, where he said he gave them 1 4 talent, another 2, 1 5, another 2, and 1 1. And the master went away, came back, and the one that he gave 5 had invested and made it 10. The one that he gave 2 had made it 4. The one that he gave 1, thank you, Matthew 25, came with that 1. And he said, why didn't you exchange this? So when you talk about the place, finance is key. And that's why we keep saying, yes, you might have money, but if you have money and you don't grow it, if you have money and you don't invest it, if you have money and you don't make more, you're just at a level. So most of us want to be in our comfort zone. We are just over broke. You know, you have a job, it's fine. You're hardworking, but you should have investment. You should have things, you know, where you're saving, where you have monies that can help. Sometimes your job will not give you the kind of life you desire. That's why you see a lot of people stealing. You don't need to steal. Whatever you have, take it. What do I have beside this job? You can speak. You can write. There are things you can do. I've seen men that are doctors baking cake. I've seen men that are doctors, you understand, leaving that job for training, leaving it for IT, because where they get their fulfillment from is different from what they study in school. And you know how parents used to do those days. You must study this. If you say you are not studying that, you must be a medical doctor. And the child became a medical doctor, a lawyer, or an accountant for the parents. And after then, just, okay, see the certificate. Congratulations, daddy. Gave the certificate to mommy and daddy and left. And now I want to live my life. But then you will need finance to do everything. So those days it was cowries, it was, you know, exchange for goods. But now it's money. So the place of finance is key, but understand that you must make finance a servant and not a master.
Yeah.
Let it go on errand for you. Don't make it a master where you now use it to be doing pepper them gang. You know how we behave in Nigeria. They must know that we have arrived. And then they will buy, you know, build houses with how many rooms as if you are staying in an hotel. You can't sleep in more than one room per day. Even if you tell yourself, okay, I want to be sleeping in 7 rooms. If you have a big family, it's okay. But by the time you have 7 rooms, you wake up, 1 o'clock you're in one room. The next 1 o'clock you're in the second room. By morning, you would have gone crazy. Because you can't be waking up and running.
Yeah,
you can't. You won't sleep well. You need at least 6, 7, 8 hours sleep. So imagine somebody, because I'm not a big man, I've made 7 rooms. So I'll start sleeping from one room, 1 hour time, I run to the other room. You wake up, your eyes, they will even tell you. So the place, let us know that finance is a servant and not a master. And as they will always say this, it takes on your character. You know, when some people will say, this is our legislative, this one, we will say all sorts of things about public people. I said, sometimes, now we know their house. You understand? Now in the beat policeman. I will interpret, I'm a Nigerian. Pidgin English, go and learn. You know, when you come and they tell you something, and you say, oh, if I was at home, I would have done this to this person, I would have done this to that person. Now you are at home, what have you done? Nothing. Because the truth is, most of us, we are not there yet. We're already thinking, if I get there, they will hear. This is how I will collect the money. This is how I will buy things for my mother, buy this for my father. This is what I would do. You're already planning how to steal the national wealth even before you got there. That's why some people can never rise. Because God knows if I give them this money, they will misbehave. Because their character shows that they can never be satisfied. And when they get it, is to oppress people. So when they get the money, is to show. Maybe if normally this is a wig I'm wearing, normally they will wear 1 wig like this. They will probably put 2, buy like 3, 4, and carry a house on their head and be going. Some people will know that I bought this wig. If they were not wearing chain before, I'm not wearing a chain now. They will wear rappers chain, wear all. Just to prove a point, I now have money. But what are we saying? Money should be sent on errand to do good. If you have money, what will you do? If you have money, who will you better their lives? Who will you help? So unless people will say, oh, this, if you check some people's bank account, you know how they spend and where their monies go into. You know, so that's how you know how they place value on money. I'm not saying don't enjoy your money. Please don't get me wrong. But I'm saying give money. Make it a servant. Don't be so. I've seen so many people, you know, saving money in so many places and they would die. The wealthiest place, apart from it being the cemetery, is also the bank. Some people, even their wives, do not know what they have in investment. They don't know what they have there because They are not doing it together as a family. They are hiding and hoarding. And when anything happens, their business partners that know will go and take the money. Or bankers are investing and making themselves rich. So the place of money should be in the proper place. It's a servant, is to meet your needs, is to give value, and then to go on errands for you and your family. What can you do beyond feeding yourselves, beyond paying your bills? Who can you also help in your own little way?
Wow.
That's it.
Thank you so much for that. To just buttress on what you just said a few seconds ago, a wife lost a husband, and the family, they were like, yes, we were going to take everything. But God now used one of the bank managers to help the wife. Immediately the bank manager entered, the family were like, okay, only, he has come. So the bank manager requested to speak with the wife alone, and the family said, no, he should say everything he wants to say publicly. Okay, since you want me to say it publicly, the bank manager said the husband is owing the bank 40 million. That who among the family should he transfer the bills
to?
The debt to. Everybody kept quiet. They started excusing themselves. One after the other. The whole full sitting room. Actually, when they left, that's how the bank manager just told the wife, sorry, we had to do that to help you. We know this is what happened. And that's how the woman was able to pick up the benefit. So you are absolutely right on everything you say. Our time is fast spent tonight. I won't be able to go into the question, but there's something I want to ask you. You have this program, Marriage Mindset. Can you please tell us about this program a bit in 2 minutes, please?
Okay. The Marriage Mindset program was, I started it 2017. That was 3 years ago. And because of the work I do, I'm a professional counselor and family life therapist. And so that is my job. My husband keeps his job and does this as ministry. But now, with COVID and everything, we've been doing this professionally together. So the Marriage Mindset program is to help couples have a mindset, because there's a mindset for marriage. There's a mindset for money. There's a mindset for parenting. There's a mindset for everything we do. So what do we do in the Marriage Mindset program is to help you with the mindset of marriage, knowing that it's team-centered. When God made marriage, it was the man cannot be alone, brought the wife, as in the woman, as help suitable, and they should live together as one. A man leaves his father and mother. So that mindset is to do things together, to live as a team. And then we have like 5 modules. Talk about the team-centered marriage, talk about, having intimacy in that home, talk about communication, which is the life wire or the lifeblood of every relationship. Because once you can fix communication problem in marriage, every other problem is fixed, including finance, including in-laws and outlaws, including, parenting. Fixed communication problem, it's a big deal. And then so many other things added. So for that, a couple, it's a 3-day program online. So it's either Zoom or WhatsApp. And then I run through the program with the couples. We talk about themselves and then discuss the things. That if it's personal, if it's a group one, we can't do the one-on-one. But most times we tell people you can come for some of those training. But sometimes when you have real challenges, it's better to pay for sessions where we can come in as coaches to talk to you, using our own experience to teach you and use the experience of others and things we've read and the trainings we've had, and you will enjoy that marriage that you truly desire. So that's what it's about.
So in addition, sometime in April or May, we had a clan, husband, father, mother.
Oh yes, a clan. Yes,
father, mother.
Yeah. We had a retreat session for
4 families.
Their children. Yeah.
So the same siblings with their wives. So a clan, and the father and mother attended. and it was my wife.
It was a retreat.
12 was 3 hours.
2 hours, 3 hours.
3 hours.
Sorry,
Yeah.
it will go off now. It will go off now.